I just want you to sit with me for a minute. You don't need anything for this. I just want you to be here. If anything, all I'm asking for is a few moments of your attention. A lot of us have experienced a moment where things stop feeling chaotic and they verge into a state of just being unacceptable. And more often than not, the chaos that ensued previously, leading up to this point, was probably followed suit by a lot of chaos in your mood and your reaction to things. And we spoke previously last week about how we need to stop reacting to everything because not everything has access to us, right? And with that realization of things becoming unacceptable, there is a calm that does set in. I respect the fact that it's probably a calm that could be perceived as dangerous. And that lack of that chaotic emotion within you or within someone around you could be perceived as something worse. That numb feeling that sets in. I don't want to focus on that today. If anything, we're going to talk about how we don't feel like that. So once you have that realization of this is not good enough anymore, you can't unsee that once you've seen it. Once that comes to you in a moment of actual genuine clarity, you cannot forget it. Because there is a moment, like I said, where that chaos does shift. And previously, when you were saying to yourself, I have to fix this, you now are in a state where you're saying, absolutely not. You do not get to be handled. I think most people think that change starts with motivation, possibly, but what does that motivation look like? I think sometimes change can happen when your standards change. Change in your life can happen, I believe, once your standards change. You start deciphering between what you can tolerate, what you can accept, what you choose to continue to have around, and what you don't. Because let's be honest, your life will always match your standards. Not always your goals, not always your intentions, your standards. If you tolerate inconsistency, then your life will feel inconsistent. If you tolerate being drained, you will stay drained. And if you tolerate things being almost right, that's where you'll stay. Almost. And I think here's the hard part for a lot of people, myself included. It's a part that I think we avoid, which is why things stay the same. It's that when your standards shift, it's not often this large announcement. You know, you're not plastering on social media, hey guys, just so you know, life's different for me now. I am like this, or I want to now be like that. Now, I think it's pretty silent, and your personality starts to shift. But the problem is, as we've said before, people start to think that that's you being uncharacteristically you, when instead you're being your genuine self. And that shift has come from your standard shifting. And it does show up, I think, in a lot of small decisions. You know, you stop saying things like, it's fine, when something is not fine, when you cannot let something slide. You stop procrastinating, as hard as it is. You stop letting things be unattended, or I'll get to them later no longer is in your vocabulary. And you stop accepting a version of yourself that you've outgrown. This applies everywhere. Your routines, your work, your environment, your friendships, your conversations, yourself. Because at some point you have to be honest with yourself and say, not everything is aligning how it should be. And that's not something you should feel bad about. It's something you should want to correct for yourself. And now this is where I think a lot of people get stuck. They think that raising your standards means just trying to apply it to everything all the time, quickly. No, I think it just is starting out with a couple of things, focusing in on them, and then tightening those things up. I mean, it could be as simple as, how do you start your day? The standards you have for your morning routine to set the expectations you have for the rest of the day, to set the tone for the rest of the day. Maybe it's how you take care of your space. The space around you is reflective of the life that you are living internally. If your space is chaos, then that's probably because inside you feel the same way. I'm not saying everything has to be perfectly clean and spick and span. That's not realistic. I'm saying that you need to be in a space that surrounds you with things you enjoy, things that inspire you, that bring you peace. You don't need a whole new life overnight. Just start with having a higher standard for something in one place consistently. And I'm telling you, once you feel the difference, there's no going back. You won't want to. And let me be very clear about something, because it may come as a surprise, but raising your standards will feel uncomfortable. because you are removing the version of yourself that let things slide. Because now you're not negotiating with yourself, you're deciding. So here's what I want you to do: pick one thing in your life, one thing that you know is not how you want it to be. Pick one area of your life that you know is below your standard. Be honest about it. It's going to be hard. That's all right, because any place worth getting to is going to have a rocky road. But be honest and raise it up. Take a look at it, assess it, clean it up a little bit, get a handle on it, really understand what it is. We're not going to forget about it. We're not going to let it slide. We're not going to be inconsistent. Our new standard is that we are taking control of our lives. Our new standard is that the things that are set down below our expectations are not serving us or the ones around us. And we're doing ourselves a huge disservice by not curating parts of our lives that are important, things we have let go to the wayside because we don't want to be uncomfortable. We don't want to step on someone's toes. Do you think that everyone around you takes your toes into account? Because I bet they don't. And I'm sure you do, often. I do. It is okay to step on some toes when you are taking control of your life to better it, to help yourself, to make yourself feel better, to make yourself feel more like you. You are allowed to expect more from your life, but more importantly, you're allowed to expect more of yourself because it's your life. I'll see you next time.